We are live. Here we go. What's up, everybody? It's what Jim, and I'm joined by both members of the Cosmic Torpedoes. Glen Kellaway for the basement and Sam St. John. How are you guys?
Doing well. We were just talking about how punctual I am for live streams and how I'm usually beating Glenn onto the camera.
Yeah.
But
we're doing great.
If the Monkees are involved, I'm usually doing pretty good.
Yeah. It's always a good
I
day when you're talking Monkees.
I like your Monkees shirt.
Thank you. Yeah, this was a pre-Christmas gift to myself from the Monkees website. It's they pay me top dollar to wear this, so I'm getting full funds from Mickey Dolenz.
There you go.
But no, it's cool. I like it, but I'm gonna go ahead while we're on. I'm gonna go ahead and share this video on my page just so people can come on over.
I don't know how to do that, so I'll let you do it.
I'll teach you one day, Glenn. Come on down and we'll talk about it.
Well, we're going to be talking about our top 5 Monkees songs. In case you weren't aware, that's what we're doing. Yeah, I'm looking forward to doing this.
Me
talking
too.
About our top 5 Monkees songs.
How did you get into the Monkees, Adam?
I've known about them for about 3 years, but I've been getting into them the last couple of years. I bought a greatest hits of the Monkees, and I fell in love with their music.
Awesome.
They're one of my favorite bands.
Did you watch any? Have you watched any of the TV show yet?
No, I want to buy a box set of all the shows, of all the series.
So you haven't seen it at all yet, eh?
No, I've only seen bits of it.
Interesting.
There are some. If you go on YouTube, there are some full episodes that are pretty clean in terms of quality on YouTube. If you want to watch, like, you get a taste, and yeah, that box set is kind of it's a tease. It comes out and then it goes away, and then it comes back and then it goes away.
Yeah.
So you kind of you've always got to have like that bookmarked on your computer, the Monkees website, to see, check it every so often to see if it's coming back. Because I know it's come back twice in like the last 6 months where it's been, in stock. Otherwise, you'll pay $600 for it on eBay.
Ooh.
Yeah.
That's very expensive.
If anybody, if there's any, I'm not sure if this works in the States. You know those Roku sticks?
Yeah, I got one.
I don't know in the U.S. if you're allowed to do this, but there's there's a network in Canada called CTV, and CTV on the internet, you'd be able to definitely access this on the internet. CTV.ca, they have a throwback thing. They call it throwback, and you can go and watch all the Monkees episodes on there.
Wow.
But I just found out on my Roku stick that you can download CTV.ca and then watch it on TV. So, well, I guess you could. Yeah. So anyway, if you're interested.
Yeah, very nice.
CTV.ca throwback. Google that. You can watch all the episodes for free.
How many episodes are there?
There's 2 seasons. I'm not sure.
Maybe 130. No, maybe closer to 80.
Yeah.
The seasons were about 40 episodes back in the 60s.
Yeah.
Right.
So probably about 80. And then they had the movie Head, obviously, and then they had the 33. Well, before Head, they had 33 1/3. Well, after Head, sorry.
Yeah.
The TV special, which a lot of people are torn on. And then in the 80s, when there was the big revival, that Mickey and Davey and Peter came back and did an album called Pull It. And then in the 90s, Nesmith came back and he decided to make another TV special. And so they kind of reunited one more time as the 4 of them for TV. And then they did a short tour where they played their own instruments. So it was just the 4 of them. And then Mike kind of said, nah, I'm done with this. And then he backed out. So then it became a trio again and on and off until Davey died. And then Mike came back after 20 years or so. So.
Yeah.
But yeah, you should definitely check out the show.
Yeah. Well, I guess ready to talk about our top 5 Monkees songs whenever you guys are ready.
Whenever you're ready.
We got my dad here saying hi all.
Hey,
With
Dad.
the restrictions, we'll be able to listen to the band. My number 1 favourite. That's his number one favorite.
Oh, okay. It's not a bad one.
No, I don't mind that one.
That was the first. That was the only Mike Nesmith song that was on the greatest hits, the Rhino greatest hits that came out. Like the only one that he sang lead on, anyway. So
Yeah.
I remember liking that song immediately, and I think Glenn will attest as well that we kind of both lean toward the Nesmith camp of music. So, so I'll be interested to see y'all's top 5. I know mine changes from time to time, so.
Yeah, I switched mine up a little bit.
Yeah, so.
The rank, probably the same top 5 songs, but they moved around a bit.
Oh, yeah.
We've also got my sister here, saying that the Monkees are her favourite.
Hi, Beth. Can't argue with
I've
you.
got Briar's Music Showcase.
Oh, Briar's.
Another Briar.
Awesome.
Right, I guess we can get to it with our number 5. And I'll let you go first, Glenn.
Oh, letting the good-looking guy go first.
Good luck. Go first, yeah.
My first one is. Hold on a second. I gotta make sure I got. I wasn't prepared for.
That's all right.
That's it. Pleasant Valley Sunday. Off of Pisces, Aquarius, Capricorn, and Jones. I always love that song. Is it kind of psychedelic in a way? Pleasant Valley Sunday.
I would say so.
Lyrically, maybe at least it seems kind of hip for that time. And I think that's Carole King's song, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Carole King wrote that.
Yep.
Yeah. So Mickey Dolenz, great vocal, great lyrics. That's my number 5.
Yeah, it's kind of bubblegum psychedelia.
Yeah.
With the da 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 in the background with Mickey and Davey.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That explains it.
There you go. Thank you.
Right, well, Sam, you can say what your number 5 is.
Well, my number 5 is one. It's the only one that I don't have a physical copy of to show. And I think other than Justice, that's the only Monkees album I don't own in any kind of format, and it's from the album The Monkees Present or Present, whichever way you look at it. It was the 8th album overall. It was the 2nd after Peter Tork left the group after Head and the 33 1/3 special. So the reason I like this album is because it's so heavily reliant on Mike, again, who's my favorite Monkee. And I will go ahead and say right off the bat, so people don't get too excited, all of my songs are going to be Nesmith songs. That's just how it is for me. So number 5 for me is Good Clean Fun off of the album Present. It is just a great country kind of hoedown song. It holds a special place to me, and it really went up in the ranks after I saw Mike and Mickey back in 2021. Actually, I've got a sign. This will be in place of Present. This is Mickey Dolenz and Michael Nesmith. There he is. It's a signed Mickey Dolenz picture that came with a Mickey Dolenz album that I bought. But they opened with Good Clean Fun, and it was great because it starts with that fiddle break, that down, bump, kind of like that, and it just kind of encapsulates Mike as a singer, as a songwriter, and it's got this great line where he talks about, I told you I'd come back, now here I am, and whenever he sings that, the crowd goes crazy because obviously Mike left the Monkees for so many years and was always kind of trying to go away from that legacy that he had with the Monkees because they were a manufactured group. And just one of the lines that I put down says the song is about him, traveling to a show, and he's looking for a girl that he's had kind of on and off again relationship with, and she's going to be there, and he's getting impatient to see her. He says, and the plane gets closer every minute. I look down to a watch that keeps looking back at me. And it says to me, be patient, son. You've waited this long. How can I be strong? And then, like I said, where he talks about going into the landing at the airport. He says, I look in the crowd and there you stand. And the gap that once was time is forever closed behind. I told you I'd come back. Now here I am. And it's just great because he says that, live, and he says, and here I am, and the crowd just cheers. And it's funny because it kind of the song title Good Clean Fun, just like many Michael Nesmith songs, the title never appears in the lyrics. but apparently he wrote that title after a music publisher stated that in order for Mike to write hits, they needed to be good, clean fun. And so that was kind of his snarky way of saying, well, here's a song, good, clean fun. But he never says the words. And it kind of takes me back to his album, And the Hits Keep On Coming. He kind of did that tongue in cheek as well because he knew there weren't going to be any hits from it. So anyway, I'm rambling. Number 5, good, clean fun from Present.
Excellent.
I've never heard that one.
An obscure one.
Yeah, it would never have been in my top 5 2 years ago, but it moved up the ranks really quick.
Wow,
I'll listen to that after the stream's over.
Definitely, it's fantastic.
You got my dad saying, "Think Monkees have done part of the Apes theme tune."
That would have made sense.
Maybe it's one of the bootlegs that they haven't discovered yet.
They could have been. They should have been in the Planet of the Apes. They
could
have the Monkees.
I could see I could see Davy Jones being, bright eyes.
Yeah.
Very funny. Well, I guess we'll get to my number 5 then. I've got it right here. It's Last Train to Clarksville.
Oh, good one.
Debut from 1966. And it was written by Robert Luke Harshman and Tommy Boyce. And it was sung by Mickey Dolenz from the Monkees. It's a very fun, fast-moving song. I also love the tambourine inclusion as well. Definitely very 60s with the whole production, but I love that about it. And I love the harmonies as well. I think the harmonies are done really, really well. I think Davy Jones did the harmonies in this song. I think it's one of the catchiest Monkees tune. That's why I've got it so high, because I just enjoy listening to this one. And I really love the imagery of the fact that it's in the train station in Clarksville.
Yep.
Yeah, I really enjoy this one. One of my favourite Monkees songs.
That's
just made it into my top 5.
That's a great song. That's
yeah.
That was really their first single. I think that was.
Yep.
I actually have the 45 with the picture sleeve. I would have brought it over here if I should have brought it with me to show you. But yeah, one of my favorites too. It just missed making my list. It was on the list originally and then got kicked down a bit. But
in one of the great opening licks.
That's a shame.
I love the guitar. Yeah.
I made a guess it was your number 1.
No, it isn't.
And it was
It's wrong.
That song predates the show, and like it was the publicist to already get the Monkees a following, so that the girls would watch the show and they already feel like they're watching their favorite band.
Yeah.
And it's also, in a way, it's an anti-war song during Vietnam. It's about a soldier going off to war. Underneath the poppy melody, that's what it's about.
Wow, that's crazy. I didn't know that.
Yep. Wow. And it makes sense once you know it.
Mm-hmm.
So you want my number 4 now?
Yep. Let's continue on with our ranking.
Sam's gonna be mad at me.
I'm already mad at you all the time.
me and Magdalena, number 4.
It's a solid showing.
This song really could be number 1. I mean, it's just such a great song. All my top 4s could be number 1.
Yeah.
This song was written by Ben Gibbard, who was with My Morning Jacket.
Death Cab for Cutie.
Death Cab for Cutie. Damn, I always get those two mixed up. Anyway, there's a blurb inside the booklet here. I'm not going to read the whole thing, but at the end of it, he says, contributing me and Magdalena to this album has been the greatest honor of my career.
Yeah.
That's he was a huge Monkees fan, so that's pretty cool. Great lyrics, beautiful vocal performance on this song, and just a great song. And I love when they do it live. The Monkees live.
Mike and Mickey show.
Yeah, the Mike and Mickey show. They do a great live version on there. Do you have that album, Adam? The Mike and Mickey show, the Monkees live.
I've not heard that one though.
Oh, you got to get it.
You've got to get it.
Fantastic. You got to get it. It's so good. You'd love it.
I had to beat Glenn with a rubber stick to get him to buy it.
Sam talked me into buying it, and at first I was going, how good could it be? But it's fantastic.
I think from 2018, is the performance.
Yeah.
Something like that. It came out in 2020.
Yeah, don't miss that boat on that one. So that's my number 4, me and Magdalena.
I'm glad to see that one make a showing, Glenn.
What's that?
I said I'm glad to see that one make a showing on your list.
Yeah. Could have been higher.
Number 4. And I'm so happy I finally have this album of vinyl. I've been looking for it for so long, and found it just before Christmas when I went record hunting. We talked about the movie Head, which was the Monkees' way of saying, take a hike to the music industry. And essentially they kill themselves off as the Monkees characters to try to become serious musicians. And it was one of those shocking movies where, imagine being a 14-year-old girl in 1968, going to the theater to see the crazy Monkees, only to see all these images of anti-war and bombs going off and kind of druggy imagery. You had Jack Nicholson in the movie. Frank Zappa makes an appearance. Just really psychedelic and advanced. It really went into the whole counterculture movement, like with Easy Rider and movies like that. But the Michael Nesmith song on that album that is just stellar, again, from the movie Head, Circle Sky.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's just that opening guitar, the it's just and then it's very Bo Diddley. It's because I think there's only like 1 or 2 chords in the whole song, but Michael just hits this otherworldly high vocal where he's just going Circle Sky, and again that was a highlight to see the Monkees do that live, and I'm so happy I got to see Michael before he passed. I mean, I would have just regretted that, for so long, but it's just one of those killer rock tunes. And again, it's the Monkees playing their own instruments. There's this iconic scene in the movie where they're all 4 in their white like suits. Mickey's got the drum that just says, on the drum head it says drum on it. And they were actually recording that live, and actually there were bootlegs of that concert where like they actually were playing live, and they had people there, an audience there, and they played like 6 Michael Nesmith songs before it. So like that would have been like the perfect Monkees show for me, because it was 4 Monkees that did all these songs prior just to give Michael vocal warm-ups, because he's got to hit these big notes on Circle Sky. And then they close with Circle Sky, and they have all these, the imagery behind them with bombs and images of the Vietnam War. And it's just a killer rocker.
That's a great song.
Yeah, so Circle Sky is number 4.
Excellent.
The one I've not heard of.
Oh my word, it is so good.
Yeah, I'll listen to that at some point.
Definitely.
Yeah, definitely. Right, my number 4, which is my dad's favorite Monkees song, and that's "Listen to the Band."
Wow, perfect.
Yeah, and it's from the Monkees Present album from 1969, and it was written and sung by Michael Nesmith, which is very cool. Legally wrote this one, and I love the country rock sort of vibe it gives in this song. I love the steel pedal guitar as well, and I love that the song. It's towards the end of the song. It goes really slow, and it goes back to the normal speed of the song. It's quite psychedelic there. I love the clapping at the end of the song. It sort of makes it feel like the song's being played live, which I really like about it. And yeah, it's one of my favorite Monkees songs.
And
that's a great song.
Yeah, that was recorded with a bunch of Nashville musicians. So like I think Mike's the only Monkee on that one, and he re-recorded it for Loose Salute, the first National Band album. Nowhere near as good as the Monkees version, but it's one that he played. Again, he played live, and he always would start it really slow, where he would hit that hey mercy woman, and then when he would get to the part, he would just be like, I need help. Wait, just play the drums a little bit louder. If I only listen to the band, and then there would be this long pause, and this, it was again, everybody's waiting for it, and then he goes, listen to the band, and then the band kicked into the normal tempo, and it was just so good that he did that. I think that was the second to last song that they played, and then it was
Mm-hmm.
Mickey to close the show. But yeah, it's a killer track.
It is.
I like the I like this the single version the most.
Because it was originally on that was also on Present. That was
Yeah.
on the album. So that was after Peter left as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a great choice, Adam.
Thank you.
Number three. Number three for me is a Mickey Dolenz composition.
Oh,
It was originally called Randy Scouse Git. And then they had to change the name to alternate track or alternate
title.
Alternate title. Yeah, they would. The record company wouldn't put it out because that was considered some kind of like almost like swearing in Britain. Is that true, Adam?
Well, I always call it that.
Yeah. Well, when you wrote it, Randy Scouse Git, they said no, you can't do that. That's offensive.
It was like regional to Liverpool, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe.
So they said you got to change it to an alternate title. So he said, "Okay, I'll call it alternate title."
Yeah.
And I think it was a number one in Britain.
It was.
I don't think it was over in North America, but in Britain it was number one song. And I just think Mickey's vocal performance on that song is absolutely killer. So,
yeah, great one.
And he tells a great story on that Mike and Mickey album, which he's told a million times about. That Michael was kind of telling him to write his own songs because that's where the money was. if he wrote a song, he would get some money for it. And it's kind of talks about his time like visiting with the Beatles and all that stuff about the Kings of EMI.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then that great the do-do-do-do-doom, do-do-do-do-doom.
Yeah.
And then the piano is very
drum
like the music hall piano. Do-do-do-do-do. Yeah. It's a great tune.
Yeah.
Let's see. My number 3 is gonna be "Gonna Buy Me a Dog" from the first. No, I'm kidding.
Oh.
No, number 3.
Gonna buy me a dog. I thought you really chose that.
Oh no. That's that might come. It might show up a little bit later. So stay with me.
That could be a next Cosmic Torpedoes hit.
"Gonna Buy Me a Dog" back to back with Zilch. Yeah.
I
do actually mind that song.
No, I like it actually.
It works for that era of the Monkees to close out that first album. But we've already talked about this album from Pisces, Aquarius, Capricorn, and Jones Ltd. "What Am I Doing Hanging Round?" Written by Michael Martin Murphey, who had a nice solo career of his own. He's still with us. He had the big hit "Wildfire" in the 70s. Him and Mike were good friends, and so he gave this to the Monkees. And by this point, the Monkees had already put out "Headquarters" earlier that year, which was, of course, their album that they did their own instrumentation. About 90% of it was them. And so on Pisces, they also play quite a bit. They still have studio musicians, but it's essentially, it's "Headquarters Part 2, but it's actually a better album than "Headquarters." I think it's a little bit more polished and just one of those great country songs. And as Glenn would probably know, the electric banjo played by one Douglas Dillard, the Dillards, one of the great progressive bluegrass players of the 60s and 70s. Of course, Doug played with the Dillards, who were from, the Andy Griffith Show, for those that don't know, the Darlin' Boys. And then he worked with the Byrds, I think Crosby, Stills and Nash. He had kind of hands in those fields, the Nitty Gritty Dirt Band. All those guys were really moving that California bluegrass sound into the mainstream. And one of my favorite parts of the song is actually the bass playing by Chip Douglas, especially when the chorus is about to start. It kind of goes doon 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 doon, and Chip Douglas is all over those Monkees albums as a producer. But it's just a fantastic song. I love Michael's vocals. Again, he did that when I saw him, which I was so happy about. His vocals just soar because he kind of goes up a key toward the end of the song. "What Am I Doing Hanging Around?" It's just a killer country rock song, and it's a great one.
Excellent choice.
Yeah.
We've got Northern Revolutions.
Hey, Rob.
Hey, Rob, how you doing, buddy?
Hello. Right, I guess I'll go to my number 3. which is
Number
one that
three.
Glenn's already mentioned. Me and Magdalena.
Oh,
My number three.
nice.
Yep. Absolutely love this one. It's from the Good Times album. Came out in 2016. That's one of the albums I've got behind me. One of my favourite Monkees albums. And it was written by Ben Gibbard and sung by Michael Nesmith. And it's got beautiful melody and harmonies on this song. It really, really does.
Hmm.
I love the piano playing as well. Who does the piano playing in it?
Adam Schlesinger.
Oh,
He's a producer, and he's also from Fountains of Wayne.
nice.
Yep.
And I love the lyrics in the song, and I love the electric guitar playing as well. It's definitely got a relaxing feeling to the song. It's one of my favourite Monkees songs.
Yeah, it's a beautiful song.
Yeah.
Vocal performance is awesome on it. You can almost hear a band like Crosby, Stills, and Nash do that song.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When you know what Death Cab for Cutie sounds like too, it sounds like Death Cab for Cutie because they use that sparse piano all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, great choice. Wow, we're up to the final two here.
Yep.
Yeah. Wow. It's gone quick.
My number two is from Headquarters. My favorite Monkees album. And it's What Am I Doing Hanging Around? Sam's just had it as number 3.
Oh, that's on Pisces.
Is it on Pisces? Okay, I screwed up. It's on Pisces. Okay, and there we go. Thanks, Sam. Yeah, that's actually the last time Sam and I did a countdown, I picked it as my number 1. This time I moved it down to number 2, so it's moved down a slot. But yeah, like we said, Sam and I both share this love for Mike Nesmith, and his songs always rise to the top. And What I'm Doing Hanging Around is just, I don't know, it's like a bluegrassy pop song, and love the banjo in it, and love Michael's vocal performance. Great song written by Martin Murphy, as was said, and yeah, great tune.
And I know we've kind of juggled it around as a possibility for us to play
Yeah.
at some point.
I'd love to see that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, number 2. For some reason, I remember this song. I thought it was your number 1 last time, but and whatever, it might show up for you later. From the debut by the Monkees, Papa Jean's Blues. Again, it's the Michael Nesmith song on this album, and I know he had to really push to get his song on the album because, again, most of these songs were already written and the instrumentation was recorded before the Monkees were even essentially assembled by the record company. And it's just a really short song. I think it's just under 2 minutes long.
Mm-hmm.
And just it's neat because on that first pressing of the album, they've actually misspelled it as Papa Jean's Blues, like a pair of blue jeans. So they, instead of the G, they use the J. So if you find a first pressing, then you'll see the J on it, which aren't too hard to come by. Again, a lot of those classic session players are on this. Hal Blaine is on the drums, the classic Wrecking Crew drummer. And I believe it was, other than some background vocals on a couple of the other tracks on that first album, Peter has like one of the lone credits of being, somebody that's actually playing one of the instruments on this song. So they actually let Peter bring in a guitar, albeit his guitar is covered up by the likes of James Burton, Glen Campbell, Al Casey, and Jim Helms. And so Peter is somewhere in there. You would never be able to tell what he's playing, but they said, all right, sit behind Glen Campbell and we'll unplug your guitar and you can just strum it behind Glen Campbell, who's one of the greatest guitarists of all time. And it's just a fun country song, fast paced, that country guitar at the beginning, the bound it down, which has to be James Burton playing that part. And it's one that I'll probably play tomorrow because I'm playing tomorrow, and it's in my short list of songs to play. So it's always been a favorite. I love it. It's always a fun sing along. That chorus of, I have no more than I've, what is it? I had no more than I've given for, but now I've got all that I need. For I love you and I know you love me. Just that great chorus for the audience to come, and it's kind of especially as he got older, singing the song, him still telling the fans that he does appreciate them, kind of thing. So, Papa Gene's Blues, number 2.
Great choice.
Yeah. Another Revolution singing. I've got that first misprint.
Yeah.
I've got it. I've got it now. I don't think I do.
Yeah, I still think you can still find that for $20. I mean, they were so mass produced. So,
well, my number 2 is from the Birds, the Bees, and the Monkees album from 1968. It's Daydream Believer, which is one of Davy Jones' songs, and it was written by John Stewart. And I love the talking at the beginning of the song.
mm-hmm.
And I love the song's very anthemic too. And
7A.
Yeah.
7A.
It's one of the catchiest Monkees choruses in this song, and probably one of the catchiest Monkees songs, to be honest. And I love the orchestration and the arrangement by Shorty Rogers. And this song always puts a smile on my face. And yeah, one of my favourites. It's a classic Monkees song, in my opinion. That's Daydream Believer.
It is one of the great pop songs of the 60s. I had a really hard time leaving it off my top 5. We should have done a top 10 because I had 2 or 3 others that I'm just going, oh man, I love these songs so much that they just couldn't make my list.
Yeah.
But
Daydream
Believer is just, that's just a great pop top 40 song. It's just fantastic. I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Great point. Great choice. My number 1. Sam just mentioned Papa Gene's Blues.
Yeah.
From the Monkees album. Debut. Just a great song. Sam said the chorus is it's just such a great chorus. It really says everything about, being in love with someone, and beautiful song. Great vocal by Nez, and also great song written by Nez.
Yeah.
It would be the first monkey song on an album that was written by a monkey.
Yep.
So I imagine he probably went through a lot to get that song on that album, fighting with Don Kirshner. But
the first of many times.
Yeah. Just absolutely love that song. So that's my number 1.
And there were bootleg versions circulating of the Cosmic Torpedoes doing that as well.
Yes. Absolutely.
Very fun to play.
Yeah.
Yeah, I knew that one was high up in your list. I couldn't remember if it was number 1 last time or not.
I think it was number 2 last time. The other one's number 1. So
I think we matched on it number 2 last time because it's still my number 2.
Yeah.
So good choice. Let's see. I'm gonna make sure I get this right. My favorite Monkees song is "The Day We Fall in Love" from More of the Monkees. No, I'm kidding. You know that one? That's that spoken word Davy Jones poem that he did. Yeah. Anyway, no, my number 1 from Good Times, me and Magdalena. There's no surprise there. I think you both knew that going in.
I already knew it was your favorite.
Yep. So Adam's already got it down there on the crawler on the bottom. It's the song that reintroduced me to the Monkees, really. When I got Good Times back in 2016, which is 7 years ago this year, which is unbelievable. This album's already that old.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Again, y'all have already talked about it. It's got half of the members of Fountains of Wayne playing on it with Jody Porter and Adam Schlesinger, who I love. Fountains of Wayne. And on guitar, you have Mike Viola, who sang the lead vocals on the That Thing You Do single from the movie That Thing You Do. Him and Adam Schlesinger are good friends, so he's playing the guitar on that as well. Again, it was the Monkees' 12th album. It was to coincide with their 50th anniversary in 2016. And obviously at that point, you still had Mike and Peter with us. Some archival audio from Davy Jones from the mid-'60s that was also used. But yeah, I mean, y'all have already talked about it. The harmonies between Mike and Mickey on this song are just beautiful. I know Mickey Jones had a hard time conceding that vocal to Mike because Mickey wanted the song as soon as he heard the demo. And I think because, Mike not always being, the most the most loving of the Monkees. I think Mickey kind of said, all right, I'll give it to Mike just so that he can be more involved in this project. And Mike sings lead on 2 or 3 of the tracks on this album, 3 tracks on the album, and his background vocals are on a lot. So, you know, even though the Monkees released that Christmas album 2 years later in 2018, this is, to me, the last true Monkees album because you actually have Mike and Peter and Mickey on the same songs and not, you know, remotely playing their own tracks with their own bands. Yeah. But it's a beautiful ballad. Like Adam said, the piano is great. It's just a perfect Mike and Mickey track. So me and Magdalena is number 1.
Excellent choice. Can't argue with that.
Yeah. We all had it. You all had it in our top 5.
Yeah. Can Sam and I try and guess your number 1? Because I don't have a clue what you're going to pick. What do you think it's going to be, Sam?
I've got to guess.
I've mentioned it in one of my videos.
And I don't know. I didn't see that. So I'm just going off top of my head.
I'm going to guess it's I'm a Believer.
I was going to say the same thing.
Yeah.
Well, I guess we'll have to wait and see.
Let's see.
You got Northern Revolution saying is number 1 with Pheasant Friday Sunday.
Good pick. That was my number 5.
Rob.
Martin Bench is already going with Shorty Platwell, Instant Replay.
That's a good song.
Yeah.
Trouble connecting to the internet. Please
Instant Replay is a fun album. That's got Tapioca Tundra on it.
Yeah.
Well, no, it doesn't. Never mind. That's Birds and the Bees. That's Birds and the Bees.
Oh.
Auntie's Municipal Court.
It's my number 1 then. Which is I'm a Believer. Now I'm joking. It's I Want to Be Free.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I've always loved that one.
Davy Jones.
I love the slow version is my favorite version of it.
Yep.
And I think the Monkees debut might be my favorite Monkees album.
That's a great special album for sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, what a great song.
Came out in 1966. And it's written by Tommy Boyce and Bobby Hart and sung by Davy Jones. And in my opinion, he does his best vocal performance here. I love the acoustic guitar playing and the subtle but effective orchestration as well. The song does get to me every time. And I remember the first time I heard it, I was just really blown away by it. It's still out to this day. It's my favorite Monkees song.
Well,
it's in my top 25 songs of all time.
Wow.
Love it that much, yeah.
Who wrote that song? Do we know?
You just said Boyce and Hart.
Was it Boyce and Hart?
Yeah.
That was a real showcase for Davy Jones on the first album, and was kind of the one that, I saw the Monkees on their first tour, and he sang that, and all the girls were going crazy, and that's that really made him like the pop star, and all the girls going crazy.
It's like the Monkees yesterday.
Yeah, in a way.
It's a good comparison.
Yeah. But wow, out of left field, I wasn't picking that one. That's a great.
That's a good pick.
Yeah, excellent.
It's probably my favorite Davy Jones song too. I like that. I mean, the other that he doesn't sing fully lead on is "Shades of Grey" from Headquarters.
Yeah,
I love that tune too.
I kind of like "Cuddly Toy." I don't know why.
I was messaging Chris Prophy earlier because he was listening to the Mike and Mickey show today, and I mentioned Daddy's song from Head. I was like, yeah, I can't do that one. Cuddly Toy is good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, there we go. Our top 5 Monkees songs. And Brian's favorite is Daydream Believer.
Yeah, just a great song. Never get sick of it.
Very rich.
Top 5 is a little bit of me, a little bit of you.
Great song too. Another great Davy Jones song.
Last Train to Clarksville, number 2 for the Valley Sunday, and number 1 like Stepping Stone.
Oh, wow!
All those 5 songs are on the best of Monkees vinyl I've got.
Yeah,
all on there. Yeah, great picks.
It's a funny story about A Little Bit Me, A Little Bit You, because that was a Neil Diamond song. I mean, you can hear it. Yeah. It's fully Neil Diamond, and that was one of those songs that Mike was kind of getting done with all of the piped in music that they were getting. So when we saw him in October of 21, when it was Mickey's time, he was going to sing that song because obviously Davy's not with us anymore. Mike he just kind of left stage right and
Oh,
let
yeah?
me do it. And then he came back later to do his song. Yeah. He's like,
That's
he's like,
funny.
I wasn't part of the song to begin with. Why would I stay up here?
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah. But pretty solid list, everybody.
Yeah, very solid.
Yeah.
Some surprises.
Yep.
Hmm.
Yeah, Adam, definitely listen to Good Clean Fun and What Am I Doing Hanging Around.
And Circle Sky.
Circle Sky, that's the
Yeah.
one. Yeah, you have to listen. You have to listen to those songs.
Yeah.
You have
Do you
to.
guys have any honorable mentions?
Yes.
Yeah. Porpoise song was on my short list from Head. The Door in the Summer is always up there for me. You Told Me from the lead song off of Headquarters is up there. Listen to the Band is always right there in the top 10. So those are some that I can think of offhand.
Yeah.
I love Mickey's vocal performance and the whole physical performance of that song Going Down.
It's wonderful. Yeah.
Oh, that's the one that probably that should have made my list. Daydream Believer should have made my list. Oh man.
Gonna Buy Me a Dog.
Yeah, Gonna Buy Me a Dog.
She's moving in with Rico from
man.
Port.
Yeah, just man, it's so many. Just so many great songs.
I've got a few here. I'm not your stepping stone. What am I doing? Hang around, and You Just May Be the One.
Oh, very cool.
Oh, you just made that one too. Yeah, that's a good mention.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I will mention though, real quick here. Obviously, when I saw them, they did me and Magdalena because obviously those are the two guys that were still alive that actually sang on the track. And I know when that tour started winding down, they started removing more of Mike's songs just because of his stamina. He couldn't do that kind of show because of his heart. And they actually cut me and Magdalena like a few shows after we saw them. So I was really happy that I got to see him do it.
Very cool.
Another great song that should get mentioned too is "Sunny Girlfriend."
Oh, I've not heard
Another
that
fun
one.
song.
That's from Headquarters as well.
Yeah.
And another great one is Tapioca Tundra.
Yeah.
Love that one.
Mm-hmm.
I've got plenty of new Monkees songs to listen to now.
You do.
Yeah. Let us know what you think.
Yeah.
I
And then
will,
you need
yeah.
to delve into Mike Nesmith's solo work. I think you'd love all that
Yep.
stuff. It's great.
I've only heard one of his albums, but I love that album so much.
Yeah.
It's and the hits just keep on coming.
Oh yeah,
I love
great.
that one.
That's a great record. Yeah, that's probably my favorite
Yeah.
one. Yeah.
Well, thank you, Adam.
Yeah, well thank you guys for joining on this
Yeah.
live stream.
Yeah, it
And
was fun.
if anyone's watching this after it's live, you can let us know your favorite Monkees songs in the comments below.
Definitely.
Do you two have a least favorite Monkees song?
Ooh, it's probably the one Sam mentioned, the Davy Jones one, where he talks.
Yeah, the day we fell in love.
Yeah, that's probably. the one.
There was a non-album cut. It was another one of those spoken words. It was Davy Jones reading "The Good Earth." It's the Good Earth.
Oh really? Oh, I've
Oh,
never
it
heard
was
that.
terrible. I think it was around I think it was around the present sessions.
Yeah,
It's
I don't know that.
terrible.
Yeah.
Really, I'm probably most of my top 10 is gonna consist of Davy Jones tunes. Just
Yeah.
he's not my favorite, and a lot of like the songs off of Pull It are just not good
Mhm.
from the 80s.
Yeah.
So, what about you, Adam?
I don't really have a least favorite.
What's your
I've not heard those ones you mentioned yet.
Yeah. So,
So we're not sure.
but
I really enjoyed talking about Monkees with you guys.
Yeah. Thanks for having us on.
thank you,
An
Adam.
honor. An honor. Thank you, sir.
I appreciate everyone watching. I guess we'll end the stream now.
Good night,
So
everyone.
everyone take care.
Thanks
Bye.
Adam, so much.
No problem. It was great to have you guys on the stream.
Yep, we appreciate it.
And I've got one of the Cosmic Torpedoes songs Link in the description below.
Oh,
Awesome.
wow.
I recommend to check that out. Yeah,
Very
it's
Excellent.
them
Thank
do
you.
it's them
Yeah.
do Papa Jean's Blues.
Watch for our first album this year.
Yeah, watch. Yeah,
Yeah.
the colored vinyl.
I'll look out for that.
Yeah. Greatest hits.
A live album. Still waiting for a live album. Produced by
all
What
over.
the Gym. Produced by What the Gym.
Yes. Thanks, Adam.
Well, thanks for watching, everyone.
Bye, everybody.
Next
Take
time,
care.
bye.